I figure he's made it.
You never used to be such a nosy kid, Maggie.
You tell her, Burke. Mind your business ain't so dang hard. Really so easy to do. Oh, man. Guess who's back? Quicker than we thought. So here's what happened. In the time since I recorded Dark Shadows episode 6 reaction, I got to thinking about it and I was like, man, there's like 1,200 of these episodes. And it's going to take me forever to get through these if we do them like this. So let's don't do them like that. 5 would have been the natural 5 at a time, but boy, 5 is a lot. Here's what we're going to try for a while. We're going to try 3 episodes a Saturday. That's what we're going to shoot for. And let's see how this goes. But let's see if we can't crank up the supernatural soap opera-ness and have some things happen. That's what we're going to shoot for. All right, let's watch episode 7 of Dark Shadows.
My search continues. My life itself continues.
Old Sammy walking the streets of Collinsport, excuse me. So Sam is Maggie's dad. Because this is the house. Yeah, he's the painter.
Don't rob me of my hours. They're all too few. Rob too many.
But without this.
Look, if I'm supposed to talk to you, that's when I'll need this the most.
We all feel the same way, Sam, about Roger. Absolutely. I'd need a stiff drink if I was going to talk with the man. Raj. Boy, he's been waiting to talk to him. Glad we're finally going to get there. Tell us what's up.
Sustenance of my soul. Provider of my courage. Destroyer of my talents.
Where were you?
He is an incredibly articulate drunk.
Nowhere? Everywhere. Perhaps I was here.
I came here to see you last night.
15 minutes later, you checked into the Collinsport Hotel.
When did you find that out?
Last night. I was near the hotel when he arrived.
You've no...
Well, let's just acknowledge, by the way, that we're 7 episodes deep, and it is literally just the next morning.
I wanted time to think. We got a lot to think about, you and me. 10 years. 10 years of torment and anguish that I'd hoped...
I'm convinced that Burke intends to hurt me in some way.
Revenge and retribution. Yes, I would say so.
And I
will say, it is very telling of Roger that there's no evidence really yet, and yet he is convinced that Burke's existence in town is all about him. If you know someone in your life that's like that, my guess is that more often than not, they are wrong.
I'm going to protect myself every way I can.
There's literally hammering going on in the background. There's an ongoing hammering in the background, like somebody's working on the set next door or something.
I'll do nothing.
I had convinced myself at first that it was like part of the music, but it wasn't. Ah, the Collinsport Inn! All right, I got to get my note on our innkeeper here. Of course, now I don't have my notes in front of me. Dark Shadows. All right, the hotel clerk was another actor that I recognized the very first episode, and I said I was going to look him up. I did. It's Conrad Bain. He is Mr. Drummond from Different Smokes. He's Mr. Drummond from Different Strokes. He's from a lot of other things as well. He was Arthur Harmon in Maude. Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. But Conrad Bain is the innkeeper here, and I'm guessing that we're going to see him again in this scene. Let's see. There's Maggie and Burke.
What'll it be?
Donuts and coffee.
Black? 4 sugars?
No sugar. How did you know about that?
It's the way you used to drink it at our house, Burke.
Maggie Evans!
Right. And if you don't say how you've grown, I'll throw something at you.
How you've grown.
I guess he hasn't felt like finishing much of anything in the past few years.
All right, now we're going to get the sob story of Sam here.
I figure he's made it.
You never used to be such a nosy kid, Maggie.
You tell her, Burke. Minding your business ain't so dang hard. Really so easy to do. Oh, man.
Donuts.
Yeah, get your donuts. Get your nose out my business, Maggie.
Now there's a brave gal. Can you imagine anyone wanting to live in Collinwood?
As a matter of fact, I can.
Burke wants
pay me
to.
$100 a day to work in that spooky joint.
Nobody asked you, Maggie. But they did ask Miss Winters.
What did you say her name was?
Winters. Victoria Winters.
Miss Winters? You went up to the house and saw Miss Winters?
Okay, I've already said before, I love when we transition on a word from scene to scene. Just love it every time. I'm going to call it out when they do it. That's at least the second time they've done it in 7 episodes so far. So kudos. That's, man, if you can do that in the script, like, why not take advantage of it? It's cool. It's nice. You know, the innovation of soap operas, the thing that made them so possible to replicate, and there's a million of them on TV at this time, is that you could have an ongoing storyline where it feels like you're continually making progress and new things are coming up, but actually you don't ever really get to the point. You know, like we've been in 7 episodes now, and it's not even 2 days into our time in Collinwood or Collinport. And the way you can do that is you cut back and forth between scenes. That segue of a word from one scene to another is a way to make it less jarring, and it feels organic for you to move from that scene to this scene. And yet what you've done is you've put that last scene completely on pause. There is no advancement of that story while we get 30 seconds of advancement on this story.
Hello, Carolyn, dear. Listen, is Miss Winters there? Oh. How long ago? Did she say where she was going? No, kitten, it's not important.
All right, calling her kitten's a little creepy from your side too, Uncle. We know how Carolyn feels about him. Blech.
Hello, Miss Winters. How are you?
I'm fine, Burke.
Sure you only want coffee, Miss Winters?
What you want? You just told Maggie to mind your business. Mind her business. You mind yours.
Positive.
Thank you very much, Maggie.
Watch him. Fire eater.
I'm not sure I should even be having this cup of coffee.
So Roger's sweet on Maggie and Maggie's sweet on Burke.
I'm really harmless, Miss Winters.
Mr. Devlin, I don't see what you're getting at.
All I'm saying is that I, chronologically at least, am the oldest friend you have in Collinsport.
Ooh, that's like a bad dad joke or lawyering as well as my 15-year-old does it on technicalities. Well, technically, Dad, you didn't say that I couldn't do that.
Well, I suppose so.
Well, now, there can't be anything wrong with your having a simple cup of coffee with your oldest friend, can there?
A cup of coffee.
I guess not.
Foreclosing all the mortgages I can find. Would you care for doing it? You
No.
Sure?
Mr. Devlin, I must say you're
Burke forgot his lines there. I'd be willing to bet
a
money.
strange man.
Bury yourself in a small town that wouldn't fill 4 square blocks in Manhattan.
So did you.
But I had a reason. What's yours?
Minding your business ain't so dang hard. It's really so easy to do.
Last night, a job.
I see. I promise you I won't raise the issue again. Please, sit down. Please? We'll talk about
Would
the
you
weather.
please?
Clam chowder. Maine clam chowder is the best in the world. Did you know that?
Well, how is everything, folks?
But just a little discussion about clam chowder, Maggie.
I'll bet. Look, Miss Winters, if it gives you any trouble, you tell me.
Do they
because-
still have that local newspaper, Maggie?
Oh, it should be in the lobby about now. Once a week in this thriving metropolis.
Would you go get me a copy, please? That's a good girl.
Hint, hint, hint.
He's not hinting, Maggie. He's saying, mind your business.
Right now, I'm curious about Roger.
Man, you're curious about Roger. Roger's curious about you.
You tell him I was back in town, didn't you?
Yes.
Was he anxious to see me?
I think that's a question you better ask.
Okay, the subtext now is over the top. What'd you and Raj get up to, Burke?
I will, Miss Winters.
You haven't seen her, have you?
Sure, I just left her. She's in the restaurant.
Oh, thanks.
Ooh, Raj and Burke gonna get together?
She's having coffee with Burke Devlin.
Oh, Roger remembers. Come on, people at the time had to think this too, right?
I just can't imagine you being spanked.
Well, it happened.
Well, I hope it taught you not to go.
Roger spank you, Burke?
So you really thought Collinwood was haunted?
Don't you?
No, that's ridiculous.
Is it?
Is it?
I'm not
Is
10
it?
anymore.
Miss Winters?
Oh, Miss Winters, Roger Collins was just in the hotel lobby looking for you. I can't wait till these two get in the same room together.
Did you tell him I was in here?
Uh-huh, with Burke. And he left.
Too bad. I'm always anxious to see old friends.
Boy, if you're trying to hide your association with him in some fashion, Burke, you were not doing a good job of making it uninteresting.
The trouble with you, Sam Evans, you don't exist. You don't
The trouble with you, Sam Evans, is you drink too much, I think.
exist at all. I'm sorry, but the artist is not home.
I'm going to make that my voicemail. Oh.
Hello, Sam.
I've been drinking, you see. I'm drunk, but not drunk enough yet.
Not drunk enough for what, Sammy boy?
After 10 years, first thing I promised myself when I got back was to look you up, see how you were getting along.
Okay, can I say Burke actually sounds sort of genuine here, so far anyway?
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Genuine or not about how he felt about him, he was there to scope him out because he had heard her say that he was a drunk. Burke was there to see how bad I was. That's pretty bad. Why not just get a bigger glass, friend? Well, I mean, if you're going to throw them down like that, I wouldn't want bigger ones either.
Well, I placed it. I'm waiting for them to call me back.
I said all that info about Conrad Bain, and now he's not going to be in it.
May I please speak with Miss Hopewell? Will you tell her it's Vicky Winters? And tell her it's important. It's very important.
Yeah, so no Conrad Bain in that episode, even though I called out his info. We'll talk about him next episode, maybe. I hope we're finally going to get something from Miss Hopewell here.
It's Wild West Day on the dating game, and you're invited to join the fun as contestants try to rope tomorrow morning at 11:30, 10:30 Central Time on ABC.
Rope yourselves a partner tomorrow morning on the dating game. All right, it was a good episode. A lot of stuff set up in this one. Good now that we're doing 3 a weekend, and so you're going to get next episode too. Stay right here. Same bat time, same bat channel, except it's not the same time. It's the next top of the hour if you're watching these as premieres. Don't forget you can get them a week early on Patreon.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.
You're damn straight it is.